many of you know me already, but for those of you who don't and want a little bit more info, does this work? No, it doesn't. Should I do something? What? Yes. No? Hey, there we go. All right. So, find the point here. Okay. Oh, damn. Now we're on. Okay, so 5 quick things about me. Number 1, my name is actually pronounced Niall, like the river in Egypt. It's okay, a lot of people get it wrong. Number 2, I've been a digital nomad for 6 years now. So I quit my last real job back in 2010. You can see before and after. So it's obviously worked out quite good so far. As Teresa said, I spent 44 months traveling around the world without flying. That's a map of my route there. It has through 37 countries. Did one complete loop from Ireland and all the way back around again. Across the world's 3 biggest oceans, all without taking any airplanes. It's a really terrible photo of me on a cargo ship crossing the Pacific. For some reason it's not loading right, but believe me, it's a spectacular picture. Number 4, I'm a freelance web designer. That's how I've made my living for most of the past 6 years. And the last year I've also been running a course, an online course, to help people get started building online freelance businesses. Lastly, number 5, I'm from Ireland, which is great and everything, but I don't drink alcohol. Yeah, first Irish person ever. That's actually why I brought it out there. Okay, today I'll be talking about 5 digital nomad myths. These are myths that we digital nomads either have about ourselves or other regular people have about us digital nomads. Does everyone know what the word myth means? I know we have some non-native English speakers here, so a myth is just something a lot of people believe that's not necessarily true, such as all Irish people love to drink. You know, that's not true. Okay, so to make this a bit more fun and interesting, we're going to do it game show style. I gotta do that transition again. I spent about an hour trying to make this right. There we go. So along with each of the 5 myths, I'm going to have a question for you. And if you think you know the answer to the question, I just want you to shout it out. Okay? And if you get the answer right, then you win one of these amazingly sexy and spectacular captain's hats that my lovely assistant Denise is going to display for us here. So if you know the answer, just shout it out. We'll throw you one of these hats. And at the end, we're going to get the 5 people who catch the hats up here. We're going to have a little playoff. And then you will win. Oh, hang on. There's the hat. $100 Amazon voucher. Okay. So don't be afraid to shout out the answer. If you don't get it right, it's just the next person who shouts it out. And we keep going until we win. Oh, too soon. This is a test run. Who knows the answer? Shout it out. 46. Okay, good. I have another test one for you, so we don't do any hats for that. Next test one, I'm going to show you the outline of a country, and you have to shout out what country it is. Okay? Just to make sure we all know how this is going to go. Anyone? Spain. Yes, it's in Spain. Who said Spain? Okay. But no. But the next question is real. I'm just teasing you. Okay, so yes, that's Spain. It turns upside down just to confuse people because that's what I like to do. Okay. This is the real question. First myth, we're going to lead into it with this. Choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. Who is that quote attributed to? Confucius. Who said Confucius? Anne. Yes. Okay, choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. So that leads us into our first myth. There is Confucius with his amazing eyebrows. First myth is follow your passion. So that's essentially what Confucius was saying. And I believe this is a myth. So why is that a myth? Why do I believe follow your passion is a myth? Why do I think that this is often a terrible advice for building an online business? Well, there's a few reasons, but the main one is that a lot of people have no idea what their passion actually is. And they waste a lot of time trying to figure it out, believing that in order to build an online business, they need to be doing something that they love to do. Okay? But you don't need to love what you do. It's okay to like it. Okay? I, for example, freelance web designer, I don't love web design, but I like it. And that's enough. Like, being a freelance web designer has enabled me to travel the world for the past 6 years and working online, visiting all these places, having all these great experiences. Okay, so liking what you do is perfectly fine. So that's myth number one, follow your passion. Just to be clear, I'm not saying that it's always terrible advice, but neither is it always good advice, so don't follow it blindly. Okay, next question. What is this question? Let's just see what the next slide is. Who painted this? That's the question. I heard the answer. Does anyone know? Okay, this man right here, Vincent van Gogh. Okay, good. So I was worried, there's a lot of Dutch people here, I thought they might have an unfair advantage. Vincent van Gogh painted this. There he is right there. Any Dutch people here want to give us the correct pronunciation of his name? Van Gogh. Van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh. Okay, so very interesting character. He only painted for 10 years. And he produced 900 paintings and drawings in that time. Okay, now the one I just showed you, this one, the Red Vineyard at Arles, I would argue that this was his most successful painting. Not his most famous, but his most successful painting. Now, this isn't for a hat, but does anyone know why I would say that? Why would I say this is the most successful painting?
The only one he sold.
It's the only one he sold out of 900 paintings. Okay, he didn't sell any of the rest of them. While he was alive, yes. But that leads us into our second myth, which is it's enough to be good at what you do. I'm saying it's not enough to be good at what you do. If you want to make a living working online, it's not enough to be good at what you do. Wasn't good enough for poor Vincent. He was the best in the world at what he did, and he still died poor and miserable. Okay, and why was that? It was because he wasn't very good at selling. Okay, he was very good at what he did, but he wasn't able to sell. So it's not enough to be good at what you do, you must also be able to sell. So whatever your business is, make sure you're spending as much time on developing your sales and marketing skills as you are developing your product or your service, whatever that is. Okay, so that's myth number two. It's enough to be good at what you do. Who is this? I think this man in the blue shirt here. Denisa serves a hat. Yeah. Right there, on the edge. Okay, Tim Ferriss. This one right here. No, no. Behind you. Behind you. There you go. That was supposed to be a slow reveal. I had it all dramatized and everything. Okay, so that's Tim Ferriss, and that leads us into our next myth, which is 4-hour work week. So, hands up if you have read 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. Okay, now keep your hand up if you actually work 4 hours a week or less. Everyone should be up here speaking. Okay, so the 4-hour work week. There's something in this book, I think, that it's great and it's inspirational, but I think there's one thing that people really miss. It's a quote here that I'm going to read out for you. This is from the book. Brain Quicken LLC has taken off. I'm now making more than $40,000 per month instead of $40,000 a year. The only problem is that I hate life and now work 12-hour plus days, 7 days a week. Brain Quicken LLC. This was the business, Tim Ferriss's 4-hour work week business. Okay, so he automated and systematized this business so he did get it down to 4 hours a week, and he was making $40,000 a year from it. But to get to that point, he spent 2 years working 80 hours a week. I think a lot of people miss out on that part in the 4-hour work week. Okay? So he put a lot of time and effort into it up front to get to that point. So, myth number 3, the 4-hour work week. To summarize that, it's possible to run a well-established and well-oiled business in 4 hours per week. You can't build such a business in only 4 hours per week. Okay, you have to put in a lot of time and effort up front. That's true in pretty much any passive income business. Nobody builds it. Who's that? Okay, you don't want to have that. That's too easy. The question is, how old is Morgan Freeman?
70.
Just have a few guesses.
80.
72.
77.
Older than 76.
79.
79. Who said 79? Peter. For Peter.
You just Google it.
Okay. Morgan Freeman's 79. And that kind of loosely connects to the next bit, which is, we're all young, single, and extremely good looking. Okay, so the last part is a myth, because look around, I mean, we are. Let's be honest, we're all pretty damn good looking. Okay, but we're all young, single, not necessarily true. Okay, there's a kind of a misconception that we're all young, single people that's the only people who do digital nomad thing. Some examples that prove otherwise. This is Margaret Manning. She runs 60andme.com, 60-year-old digital nomad. We have the blurry Miller family. Very handsome family. They have been on the road for 4 years, I believe, with 4 kids. Okay, so they're doing it with a big family in tow. Talent Walker, single gay dad who blogs about digital nomad lifestyle at onedad1kid.com. And then we have, just to prove that it's not all white people here, this lady runs Brazen Profit Lab. Her name escapes me at the moment, I'm afraid. But as you can see, there's a whole variety of people, right, that are doing this. So the point is, anyone can be a digital nomad. It doesn't matter how old you are, if you're black, white, Asian, gay, straight, transgender, with kids, without kids. Pretty much anyone can be a digital nomad. Anyone's welcome to join us. Okay, so again, we're not all young and single, we are all extremely good looking. Myth number 4 is busted. Alright, this is leads into the 5th one. This is our final question. This is the music round. Now hopefully this works, because if it doesn't, I'm going to have to sing the lyrics. So, I think you just gave away the answer. But let's see anyway, let's play with the music. Did everyone see that? Everybody knows the answer? 80s TV show. You know it?
The Littlest Hobo. The Littlest Hobo.
Okay, so instead of, as you saw the answer, who can sing the next line gets a hat. That's where I'll always be.
Someday tomorrow.
No? Anybody? Okay, let's give that gentleman a hat. Only one. Right there. Okay, that's the last hat. Yes, it's from The Littlest Hobo. It's an 80s TV show. It's about a homeless dog that went around helping people. This is the 80s. We didn't have Netflix. This is what we used to do. Okay, and that leads us into a final myth, which is all digital nomads are homeless. We all live out of backpacks. Which obviously isn't true. How many people here have a home base that aren't people who aren't constantly on the road? Okay, so there's plenty of us, right? I think a lot of people outside the digital nomad scene think that we're constantly on the move. We don't have a home base, living out of backpacks all the time. You can still live out of a backpack, but it's not everybody does that, okay? So to me, being a digital nomad is not about living a certain way, it's more about living life on your own terms, okay? So you can have the freedom to travel if you want to, you can live out of a backpack if you want to, work your own hours, work with people you like, choose your own projects, etc., etc., etc. But having that freedom to live life on your own terms. So myth number 5, we're all homeless, not true. Okay, so those are the 5 digital nomad myths, the summary of them there. Now we're going to have our playoff. So could the 5 people who won hats all please come up here, bring your hats with you. Very important that you bring your hats with you. Give them a hand, please. Facing the knee side. So shoulder to shoulder, all facing this way. Yeah, you're good right there. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I wrote down the rules right here. Okay, so you're going to take turns throwing your hats onto Denise's head. I'm going to show you, so you don't have much time. Yes, so you're going to go one at a time. We go from yourself down the line, not yet. And Denise is going to stand perfectly still so she can't help you at all. Okay? Everyone gets a shot. If nobody gets a hat on or multiple get hats on, we just keep going around again until someone succeeds. One by one, not all at the same time. Okay, so when you're ready, number 1, go for it. 2. We could be here a long time. Go, baby. Okay, I'm going to move you closer. I don't know why you vote here. Okay, go again, same order. As quick as you can, folks. Go. $100 Amazon voucher. Okay, last time. If we don't get it this time, I'm just going to have to do another question. No, you're going to have to throw it.
It's just the food that stays here and they can body as long as they want?
Yes. At this point, yes.
We approve it.
You approve it? Yeah. Okay, go quick. Oh, that's the closest. If you don't get better than that, you call out the winner. Go quick. We'll split it if you get it. And as the winner. Thanks very much, folks. Return to your seats. Big hand for Denise, please. From Amazon, some Irish guy wrote this book when he was crossing the Pacific Ocean on a cargo ship. I hear it's really good. Check it out. Okay. What else do I want to tell you? Yes, this is my contact information. I'm not going on the cruise. I'll be here in Las Palmas for 3 months. So if anybody wants to stick around, wants to hang out, get in touch. Just up and around into my personal blog, where I overshare lots of personal information. 3m1k.com is the course I have for people who want to become digital nomads, live life in their own terms. I know a lot of people here are already doing that, but if you're not yet and you want to, then check that out. There's some good information on there for you. Right, thanks everyone for your kind attention.